the time, and police from West Adelaide CIB Crime Gangs Task Force and Crime Scene have attended. We do have information in relation to a vehicle which was seen leaving, but not in a position to further detail that at this time. Shortly thereafter, at about 3:15 this morning, police attended at a premises at number 17 Pedlar Street at Seaton in response to some shots fired at that premises as well. On arrival, it was found that 2 shots had been fired at that premises, which was also unoccupied at the time. Evidence has been located at both the scenes that will assist the police investigation. It should be noted that the premises at Pedlar Avenue at Seaton has now been the subject of shots being fired at this premises on 2 occasions in the last 3 days. It is of concern that there are people in our community that will resort to the use of firearms and violence in this manner, and we are asking that any persons that have any information in relation to any of these incidents or witnesses that may have heard or seen anything in the vicinity of the premises at Learmouth Street at about 2:30 this morning at Enfield, or in Pedlar Street at Seaton also at about 3:15 a.m. this morning, or on Sunday morning, to contact the police on Crime Stoppers.
Is there any suggestion they're linked?
Yeah, we believe they are linked, and for that reason the Crime Gangs Task Force is assisting with the investigation, and a determination will be made as to who will handle it from there.
Are you investigating outlaw motorcycle links through crime gangs, or is it a street gang sort of thing? What are you investigating?
There is more than one scenario possible that's at play here. Crime Gangs Task Force is being involved because Operation Alpha has obviously enabled us to pull together a large amount of intelligence which can assist any investigation of this type.
So were Alpha targets linked to any of these 2 houses?
Not in a position to say. Obviously it'll be a lengthy investigation, but all of those scenarios will be investigated.
Do you believe there's any link to the fact that Vincent Coccarelli used to live in the Enfield?
There's no evidence at all at this stage that that is in any way involved.
Any understanding as to why 2 Muslim families have been targeted?
No, as I've pointed out before, it's a lengthy investigation and those things have not been established at this time.
How many gunshots were fired into the Enfield house?
There were a number, and the weapons used at both the addresses, there are similarities.
So I'm no ballistics expert, but it looks like the roller had been peppered with sort of a shotgun and the other one more of a rifle. Are we looking at 2 different gunmen at that Enfield scene?
There's more than one weapon involved in both premises.
Right.
Do you know at all whether the families or the people at Seaton or Enfield know each other at all?
No, I'm not in a position to comment on that at this time.
Do you believe, is there any suggestion that there may have been revenge attacks because of each of those incidents?
Well, as I pointed out earlier, there is more than one possible reason for this occurrence, and that will be investigated.
What sort of evidence did you find at both scenes?
Well, that's an investigative issue at this moment, but as I can advise, there was more than one weapon used.
Is it astounding the fact that Crime Gangs Task Force is involved suggests that there'd be some type of gang involved? Is it astounding that they would go to these sort of lengths to do this?
Well, as I said, we're assisting at the moment simply because Operation Alpha has given us an opportunity to do that, and that is one of the possible scenarios or reasons behind the incident, but not the only.
Any suggestion why both houses were unoccupied?
No, I can't really tell you that at this stage.
They say that they were out praying. Do you believe them? Do you believe that the house was unoccupied?
Yes, I do.
If this does turn out to be bikers, are you fearful of a new gang war starting up in Adelaide?
The investigation by South Australian Police in relation to the outlaw motorcycle gangs on behalf of the community is ongoing and will continue to be ongoing.
When you talked about the Seaton house being unoccupied, had they moved out or were they just not home at the time?
My understanding is that they were not home at the time.
Do you think they were targeted, the houses were targeted because no one was in these houses at the time? Or do you think the intention was to?
That forms part of the investigation.
What makes you believe that these two are linked?
Because of the similarities in the weapons used and also